Hello, and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast.
Hi.
We're getting into some color today, getting into some fall conversation.
I'm kind of ready.
It is my favorite season. I think growing up in California and not having seasons, I've come to so appreciate and look forward to the change and then going into fall and the whole weather happening. You know?
You've way been more into seasons because growing up in Oklahoma, we had definitive seasons. But I do love fall because Halloween's in fall.
Yeah. And I love everything. I love moving into the cozy vibe and the food and the sweaters and the color and all of it.
I love a good hoodie season.
And I also love because the food here is so seasonal that it's we get a whole new crop of food when the seasons change. And I love fall food too.
I love fall food.
So that's, it's funny because people think of harvest time and think of spring, right? Or summer, because that's when you have all the fruits and, spring, everything is starting to grow again after a very long winter in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But fall is a harvest time too.
Oh, it's a big harvest time.
Yeah, just totally different stuff.
Yeah, the best stuff, I think.
Yeah. And a few of the things we've discovered since we've been here, but grapes, because usually the grape harvest for wine is either in August or early September, so leading into fall. And then you've got what we discovered here is chestnuts, or what I discovered here. You knew them before.
I did.
But chestnut season. And then, all the squashes, like the pumpkins, not the summer squash, like the zucchini, but the, squash, I don't even know what a lot of them are called, but the little round orange ones that you use and the green ones that you use for risotto.
Zucca. They call everything zucca.
In Italy.
In Italy.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've got truffles and apples, which I think everybody kind of knows that fall is with apples. And also figs and mushrooms and the root vegetables. I mean, it's such a rich and hearty time for food.
It's a great season for food. It's such a good season for food. Especially in Italy. It's a great season for food.
Yeah.
And I can only say that because we lived there for so long, so we know it really well. But it's a great season for food and for everything.
Well, and because it's a great season for food, it's also a great season for a reason for people to have festivals everywhere. Right?
So many festivals. Fall festivals are it's Europe's jam, I feel like.
You could do something every weekend. Yeah. If you had the ability to
Amsterdam
travel.
alone.
Well, yeah.
In Amsterdam alone, you could do something every weekend in fall.
Yeah. Well, all year round, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's so many cool, interesting places to celebrate the harvest and food and these festivals all over Europe. So we kind of just wanted to share some of them we've done, some of them we love when we want to talk about those. And then there's a bunch that we want to do too, that we kind of want to just let you guys know about, and we'll keep you updated as we visit them. All right. So should we start with the grapes, wine festivals? Does that seem like a good place to start? Okay. So this first one is in Montmartre in Paris, which is I think everybody knows that white church on the hill, Sacré-Cœur. It's the area around it is called Montmartre. And there is, in October, there is a festival up there that's called Fête de Vendange. And it celebrates the wine in this tiny little vineyard behind the church.
Which you've never seen.
I have seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. It's just this tiny, tiny, tiny little historic vineyard right behind Sacré-Cœur. And they celebrate the harvesting of the grapes then. And it's apparently, we have not been there, but it's apparently a big, huge deal.
Well, it's always so crowded up there. Anyway, I can't even imagine when there's a festival going on.
Well, and that area is so cool because it's so artistic and it feels a little cheesy, but it's so Paris.
It's so Paris. I love it up there.
Yeah. So it's kind of, it's not easy to get to Sacré-Cœur in general, but if you can get up there, the little vineyard is beautiful. And then there's apparently this huge festival with musicians and dancers and wine tastings and, art and fireworks. I mean, it's supposed to be really, really cool.
Yeah. And over 500,000 people go to that festival.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So
and there's wine tastings from across France, right? It's not just from that vineyard.
Right. And then Italy. Italy loves to celebrate the wine and the grape.
And there's so many to talk about in Italy.
You want to start with Tuscany?
We can start with Tuscany. Okay, so Impruneta has a great festival, and it's usually it's always the last September. Yeah. It's always the last Sunday in September. And it's a small town near Florence. They have they have floats. It's kind of like Carnivale feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, but grape theme, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
so all the
Harvesty.
floats are referencing the harvest or made of grapes or has some sort of theme connection to the grapes and the harvest.
So in Impruneta for the Harvest Festival, the neighborhoods do their own floats. So it's a big like almost float competition based on harvest, based on the different neighborhoods.
Right.
So I think that's like really cool. It's like it's a sense of local pride and for their neighborhood. And it's all day celebrations. There's wine tastings from all the nearby Chianti producers. There's food stands. We love an Italian food stand. And there's music and fireworks. So you get to see like ancient traditions and party celebrations all in the same minute.
Yeah. And obviously you get the local food, like with the food stands, you get like, it's farm to table is not even like, it's not even that far. Like it's stuff that's made in that area and produced by the people that are handing it to you. Like it's very all local based.
And I will say fall is, in my opinion, and I'm going to certainly say it's probably your opinion, fall is the best time to visit Tuscany.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. You can go there. I think that's probably the biggest grape harvest festival in Tuscany at the time, but I'm sure there's some in every town.
Yeah. All right. So let's move north in Italy to Asti, which is a little city about like half an hour outside of Torino in Piemonte.
Yeah.
And that is the second Sunday of September. And that is it's called Festival de Sagre. I almost said it with a French accent because the RE is not something you see very often in Italian. And it's like a festival of county fairs. And there's all the villages in Piemonte set up like little stalls. And everyone cooks their signature dish. And it's a huge, big food tour. And you can do wines from the whole region. And everyone wears traditional outfits. And there's parades and bands and, vintage tractors. And I mean, very food forward, very wine forward, very fun forward. Like it's all about food. It's all about celebrating the local area and what comes from the land there, whether it be food or wine.
What I will say about Piemonte, if you haven't been there, they have great food. Like it's some of my favorite in Italy. I love their food. They've got great wine and great little villages. It's everything all rolled into one with Piemonte.
We'll have to do like a specific 1 or 2 episodes just on Piemonte and on the wine up there, because I think people think automatically of Tuscany and the Tuscan wines, but the wines and food in Piemonte are just as good, if not better in some ways, but probably not as famous.
Okay, so the next one is, we haven't been to Slovakia. It's definitely on our list.
Yeah.
But they have a really big grape festival. It's called Pezinok. Is that how you would say it?
Sure.
Yeah. It's the third weekend in September. I mean, actually, you could come for the whole month of September and have festivals.
And just eat and drink your way through
Let's
Europe.
do that. So it's in the winemaking town of Pezinok, and it's near Bratislava, which is the capital of Slovakia, I believe, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's one of the most important harvest festivals in Slovakia, and it's celebrating a word that I can't pronounce, but it's Burchak. Burchak?
I don't know what the accent does, but it's BURC with a bing bing over it. IAK.
And that just means it's the first press of the fermented grapes. So it's half wine, half juice, slightly fizzy, and it's only available for the first few weeks of harvest. It kind of sounds like my favorite Italian wine that you hate, Lambrusca.
Yeah, except that's available all the time.
I know, but I just mean the light and fizzy.
Well, what's interesting is that I don't know anything about wine from Slovakia. Like it never came up in wine school, but now I'm super curious to taste it, because what's available only that small of a time. Like,
yeah. Well, so let's find some and let's record ourselves drinking it.
All right. That should be a good time.
You guys watch out for that. Well, basically the whole town turns into a street fair, and they have tastings of the first pressed wine from wine stands from all the local producers. They have traditional Slovakian crafts and costumes and folk dancing, which I would love. And they eat like grilled sausages, roasted goose, and pastries. There's parades. It sounds just like we do it in Italy.
Big family party, right?
Yeah. Oh, and they have a small medieval reenactment.
Which, again, people love.
They do.
The medieval
People take that so seriously.
Yeah.
When we lived in Florence, like it was almost every weekend. I felt like, didn't you? Like there was always a medieval parade, and they their costumes were pressed, and they were so like
it's pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on to other elements?
You want to move on to your second favorite drink?
Cider.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because it's Normandy. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I didn't really know this until we were there a few years ago. But the north part of France, in the region of Normandy, big apple cider, and the brandy is called what? Calvados. And we actually use the Calvados in one of the drinks for the champagne.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny because you only think of wine when you think of France, but their cider is amazing. And so, of course, they have a celebration for it, which is in mid-October, and it is to celebrate the apple harvest season. And they celebrate it big with the sparkling cider, the tarts, jams, cheeses. I mean, all cider fun, all apple fun.
I mean, their cider is okay. You can get a bad cider.
You can. What did that guy tell us that it was Barney?
It
can be Barney. Yeah.
And we didn't really understand what he meant because the first real Normandy cider we had was in Mont Saint Michel, and it was the best cider.
It was good.
It was so good, and I've been looking for it all over, and I can't find it. So then we bought some at the grocery store, local cider, not like but we'd already listened to this was it a podcast?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh, it can get really Barney." And we were like, "Well, what does that mean?" And so we had some apple cider, and it was Barney.
We learned what that meant really quick.
It means it tastes like a horse blanket, like a blanket that's been on a horse. It's very Barney. Didn't make it bad, but it wasn't as good as the apple cider we had.
Yeah, it was we definitely prefer a little bit more elegant,
less barn.
Yeah, but they have really, really nice cider, and the brandy is nice too. The Calvados.
Yeah. And so what makes it really great is also the food that complements the cider. Mm-hmm. Like you get the galettes and the galettes.
Well, even with mussels and with the seafood, it's just a nice, there's a freshness that you would get with a white wine, but it's a little stronger and it's palate cleansing.
Oh, my mouth is watering right now. We're going to Normandy next week, and it's not really season for cider, but we're going to have to bring some back.
We're definitely going to have some there.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on.
Yes. I'm going to let you talk about this because A, I don't like this, and B, I have not done it.
The White Truffle Festival?
Well, I've been to the festival, but I don't like truffles.
Okay. So going back up to the Piemonte region and to Alba, which is, again, probably about 30 minutes outside of Torino in the north of Italy. And they have the White Truffle Festival, and it's from October to December is when the season is. And the festival is usually on the front end of that in the Langhe region, which is the wine area. But they have, so we went, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
They have gourmet chefs, food stands. They have an auction for the actual white truffles. They have them out so you can see the tiny little one for €100 and you can sort of see how it goes up. There's Barolo wine tastings, all sorts of wine from the region.
It's fancy.
It's fancy.
It's a fancy festival.
Yeah. And really fun. And they do wine pairings. I mean, all the fancy stuff that you would expect, but really, really nice. It's not our favorite food, but it is something to sort of appreciate about the area. And it's a whole sort of its own category of food, right?
It is. Yeah.
So yeah, really interesting.
So that's the big truffle festival in Europe, or at least in Piemonte. But there's truffle and olive oil festivals and celebrations everywhere in all of fall, through September through November. Right. Olive oil is a big thing too. Some of the bigger places, Istria in Croatia has a big truffle festival. Portugal, Sweden.
But Portugal's olives.
Oh, yes. And so is Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
And they do all theirs in greenhouses, right?
Right. Much like the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't do olive oil here, but they grow things all year round in greenhouses.
And Estonia has a really big truffle population, I guess you could say.
And mushroom.
Oh, and mushrooms. We're going to Estonia, aren't we?
Soon? We're trying.
Yeah. So again, like if you're here in the fall, like these are great places you can just road trip around Europe and go to all these different festivals and get great food and get to like have a good tasting of local delicacies and try everything.
Well, and with the olive oil, it's made like the harvest for the olives is usually September, October, and then they press them pretty quickly after that. So you can do tastings and you can go to the mills and you can get the freshest of olive oil available. Like it's pretty cool. Okay, but going back for a second to truffles, because the other thing that can happen that you can do as an activity is go truffle hunting.
Yes, which I haven't done.
I've done it. So I don't know that it's specific to the fall, but it's definitely, that's when I went. And I know that there's a lot more then, but I went in Tuscany and it was great. I mean, is it all real? I don't know. So there might be some plants.
Burying the same truffle over and over.
But it's also just kind of the experience too, right? Of seeing just the process, because the dogs, it's still fun, and you're walking through and they're finding things and then you get to eat them at the end. Like we did an experience where we went through the forest and the farm for probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then we came back and they made us a truffle-based lunch. And, it's super fun. And it's just an interesting experience. Like I said, I don't know that it's 100% real, but it's fun. It is real. It's just, they can't coordinate that it's going to happen at 10 o'clock when the tour's there. And then I know other people who have done it in Piemonte who, kind of said the same thing, that it's a fun thing to do. It's fun to see how it works and all of that. And, if you like them, going on one of those tours can be really fun and you can get a really great meal.
Should we move on to a later fall festival now?
Sure.
So one of my favorite things in the world is chestnuts. And so chestnuts are huge. And I don't know anywhere else because we've only celebrated in Italy. But in Italy, chestnuts are celebrated in the fall for good reason, in my opinion.
Well, what's crazy? I'm going off on a little tangent for a second, but you can just be in a park in so many places in Europe and they'll just be lying on the ground.
If you've never seen a chestnut before it comes out of its casing, it looks like a little porcupine or a little hedgehog. Like it's got spikes all over it. And we see them, we would have never known really, but because in Italy there's cinghiali, the board, they'll go up and eat the nuts out of the shell. So you see all these empty things and you're like, what is that? And then so we found out it was chestnuts.
Yeah.
But they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. And it's like, they're not expensive, I guess, but we love them so much. And then it's like, you see them all over the ground. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yes. The chestnut. So in Italy, they're called castagna. I don't know what they're called anywhere else in the world.
I don't either.
But so October is chestnut season in Italy. They're a big staple crop in the mountains, especially, don't you think? Because they're so hardy.
Yeah. And there's just so many. I mean, I think in a lot of cold regions, you'll find in Christmas time, people roasting them on the streets, but they are really incorporated in so many different recipes, like staple recipes.
Oh, we're going to start something new on the website and put up recipes and
demos,
do some videos on how to make them. But some of my favorite Italian recipes involve chestnuts.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to see some of them.
Well, and there's but like even chestnut pesto, like there's so many things that you can do with it. And there's also just nothing better than roasting them in your own house and having the house smell like it. I mean, it's just such a cozy.
It is. You have to be careful. They do explode.
And they get very, very hot. But the smell's worth it.
Or even walking. And it also they move into winter because when you're walking down the streets of like Rome which is not as cold, but Florence or Siena, there's going to be roasted chestnuts on the side of the street. You just smell it. It also feels Christmassy.
Right.
So it takes you from October all the way through the new year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, so look out for some chestnut recipes coming this fall for you. They're going to be good.
All right. So there are some specific chestnut festivals during that time. And oh my gosh, it's like every single region has something.
Yeah. Should we just list off or should...
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been to most of these, but yeah, do you want to just run through them really quick?
In Maradi, Tuscany, every Sunday in October, they have a festival. There's steam trains that go from Florence that make it a fun day trip. So keep that open. They have chestnuts roasting over open fires. They have marron glacé, which is kind of like a chestnut, just like covered in
Candy.
like honey,
It's
like
a candied
sticky,
version, right? Yeah.
And they have chestnut tortelli. Oh, I just live music, crafts, fun for our kids. It's a cute mountain town setting in Tuscany, so I just love those. In Monte Amiata, they have a chestnut festival. There's chestnut trees covering all the volcanic slopes. And yeah, in Caprese Michelangelo in Tuscany, the last 2 weekends in October, they have festivals with artisanal chestnut jams and sweets. It's quiet, it's smaller, but like it's a cute little Tuscan retreat, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Abruzza in Santa Maria, they have mushroom hunting and chestnut dishes on their festivals. They have pastries and ravioli, and they have local guides that will take you on foraging walks in the hills, which would be amazing. They have a big one in Veneto that it's the Festa di Marone, and it lasts three weeks, and they've got chestnut beer there.
I know, which you got to wonder what that's like.
And chestnut gelato and ravioli, and it's set in the hills where they make Prosecco. So like, what
Win-win.
else could you want? Chestnuts and Prosecco. Like, that's perfect. In Marche in Lunano, they have a festival that's the third Sunday of October. It's focused on traditional Marche recipes using chestnuts, but we've never really spent time in Marche.
No, we need to spend more time. Maybe in this third Sunday in October.
So you should take these festivals as a reason to like, you can visit lesser known territories and towns and taste more regional food.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that one of the greatest things, especially about Italy, well, and I find it about France, I find it about everywhere, is when you kind of like travel off the beaten path, you find the most amazing places.
Right.
Like it's not all about like the big Florence, Rome, Amsterdam, Paris. It's when you get off and into the smaller towns that you really are like part of a community and you get to see how people really live.
Right.
Okay, we have one more big one to talk about.
Pumpkins.
Lisa loves the pumpkin, the zucca.
The zucca. So we went to this one, which was, again, it's in Piemonte, so it's in the north of Italy, and it is entirely just celebrating pumpkins. And there are more varieties and sizes than I've ever seen any other place in my life.
You're talking about the Fiera della Zucca in Piozza.
Yeah, and it is bananas. And there's everything. I mean,
I'm going to put pictures up because it's crazy.
Well, and there's even like this one stand where this woman was carving roses out of pumpkins and taught Dylan how to do it. And he stuck it on like a big like skewer. And so it was like he made his own rose. Like they have everything you could possibly imagine.
Pumpkin beer, pumpkin burgers, every kind of pumpkin pasta. It's the whole town.
Yeah.
The entire town has stalls and all the restaurants have special things. And it is packed. And they have so much fun things for the kids too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really, really fun and really, really good and has everything you can imagine. And you can buy stuff. You know, there's a whole section where you can buy the pumpkins, but then there's also like arts and crafts section. Yeah. And like Erin said, really good food and like fresh baked breads. And yeah.
It's
highly recommend.
We went multiple times.
Yeah.
We loved it so much. Yeah, Piemonte really likes the pumpkin festivals, don't they?
They do.
There's the Villaggio della Zucca.
Why did we not go there?
I don't know. Pumpkin Village. How could we not go there?
I don't know. We messed up. Got to go now.
Because they have hay rides. Like it's fall there.
Yeah, yeah.
And giant pumpkin bounce. Maybe it was more smaller kids.
Yeah, maybe it's younger than Dylan.
Super family friendly and festive though. It's like Italy's version of a fair, I guess is what it is. So there's also pumpkin festivals, or not pumpkin festivals. There's pumpkin events in the Netherlands. Yeah. Which we have not been to.
No, but they do have like apple picking and pumpkin patches and corn mazes and ciders. And, you know, I mean, again, it's because too, the weather is so crummy a lot of the time in the Netherlands that they like to be outside whenever they can. And so fall's usually just getting into the heart of the cold and wet. So, you know, outside outside activities are big. So there's quite a bit to do fall related in the Netherlands all around.
Which we'll definitely do this fall, I believe. And then the other big one that we've driven by on our way to Copenhagen, it's right outside of Frankfurt. We did not go in, but it was a huge pumpkin yard, but then the festival's in that town.
Right.
It's in Ludwig. I don't know why I say all the W's with the V like I speak Dutch. Oh, is that German?
Well, it's German too.
Okay. In Ludwigsburg, Germany. So we've got to go there. There's so many rabbits there. Do you remember how many rabbits we saw?
I don't remember.
Oh my God. So that goes from late August through early November. And it's like a Baroque palace with big gardens and stuff.
Isn't that the place where they hollow out the pumpkins and then they have racing across the water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. And then lots of food from pumpkin soup, waffles, pumpkin prosecco. Not so sure about that, but give it a shot. Yeah. Full day of fall fun for all ages there, right?
Yeah. Pumpkin prosecco.
I know.
I'm going to really have to think about that one.
Yeah. I don't know. They're not known for their sparkling wine in Germany, so I have to give it a shot.
But they make a good not Swedish. They make a good wine that's on the sweet side, that has a sweet after like the Grush.
Yeah, that's not sweet.
You don't think it's sweet?
It's not classified as a sweet wine. It's a dry
yes, but
wine.
to my palate,
Okay.
it has a little. That's why I like it. I think
Right.
it's got a little, not like a sweet wine, but it's got a little kick of sweetness at the end, I think.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to wrap up our festival thing with some weirder. Lisa doesn't know that I did this because I kind of just wanted to get her immediate opinion of what she thought of some
My
of these.
weird reaction.
Because I like weird. And so I found some of the weirder fall festivals around Europe that I wanted to bring up. Spain in La Quietio. Like, I don't know how to say it, but in Spain in September 5th through 8th, they have a goose dropping festival.
Like poop?
Well, no, that's what I thought, but that is not what it is. It's worse. So it's in the Basque coastal town, and it's called the Day of the Geese. In Spanish, I don't know how to say it. And it involves participants grabbing a greased dead goose.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And suspending it over the harbor and trying to decapitate it while dunking it into the water. But because that's not cool anymore, they use a fake goose now.
I was going to say the PETAs of the world
Yeah.
must be going bananas.
But before the modern times, they used a real goose. That's weird. I don't even understand it.
Well, what was the purpose? Did they eat it later?
No, it was just the Day of the Geese.
Or the
Day
after the
unfortunate Day of the Geese. Okay, in Finland, they have a wife carrying world championship.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah. And so it's held annually in October, and husbands race through an obstacle course, which we watched some show. Wasn't that like on The Bachelor or something where they all had wedding dresses on? And
I don't.
So maybe Bachelor Pad way back in the day. So anyway, it's held in early October, and husbands race through obstacle courses while carrying their wives or somebody else's wife, because the rules are really loose, apparently, but they have to be a wife. And the prize, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The wife's weight in beer.
To the man.
To the man.
I should get something for being, wife should get something for being carried all that way.
Okay, so someplace that we've been around but never in is Bern, Switzerland.
Uh-huh.
And they have an onion market on November 25th, which maybe we need to go to this. So they fill the streets of Bern with stalls, and they sell onion-themed goods like onion braids, onion soup, which, I would love that. Onion tarts. I just love an onion.
Yeah.
The onions don't love me.
I've heard of this too.
You have?
Yeah. I think what struck me was, goodness gracious, it's going to stink.
Oh, so, well, even worse after everybody's eating those onions.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the whole town must just smell like a big old,
In Egremont Crab Fair in England, this is a good one, on September 20th, they have a competition where contestants contort their faces in the ugliest way possible while wearing horse collars.
Well, I think we should just do that all year round, shouldn't you?
I mean,
Like, who comes up with that?
I have no idea, but I kind of want to go.
You'd have to take pictures like constantly because people would be all goofy all the time, making weird faces.
Like
right?
how, I can't even imagine. Like if some people don't have teeth and they're doing.
Oh my goodness gracious!
All right, and I'm going to end my weird kind of off the rails festival with Wittenberg, Germany, and it's called Walpurgis Market, and it's in late September, and it's a witch-themed fall market where you can dress like a medieval sorceress.
Okay.
You can shop for spells and potions and toast with fire-lit mead. I don't know what that means.
Fire-lit mead?
I don't know. It's like a little pre-Halloween meets historic fair. That sounds good. That sounds good.
You could have bad dreams for a long time if that doesn't go well.
And it might not, but it sounds like
I want to be like on the outside. Like I'd want to be like a drone, like seeing it. I don't know if I'd want to like be in it. You know what I mean?
Because there's going to be some witches there.
Yeah. That's weird.
And selling potions. Like,
I wonder if there's good potions too.
Well, so I just wanted to end with that.
So the wrap up is fall is fantastic. There are so many festivals. There's so many food. There's so much wine. There's so much cider.
Fewer crowds. Better weather.
Weather's great. Well, for the most part. Yeah. And then it's just beautiful.
I would say come to Europe in September or October, rent a car and do a road trip. Road trips are great here and easy.
And then you get to see all of the foliage too as you're driving through. I mean, that's one of my favorite things because we always go on a trip at the end of October into early November, and I'm like constantly sticking my phone out the window and just like videotaping the colors. Come for the food, stay for the colors,
and drink a lot of wine
and have fun at the festivals because they are definitely worth a visit.
So thanks for coming, you guys. I don't know what people are really digging Oktoberfest. So thanks for listening to that episode. Like we had so much traffic on that episode.
Well, and thanks for listening in general. We are very grateful, and we would love to hear from you. If you have a comment or a suggestion or review, whatever you have, we'd love to hear from you.
There's going to be a whole post on even more fall festivals that we didn't talk about, dates, maybe itineraries, if I can get to that, figure that out. So check out the website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com. Our social media is The Getaways on all social media platforms.
And we'll see you next time, and thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.